Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? I'm Enrique, and this is Easy Things to Draw 101. Hopefully you had a great weekend. I know I did. I had a pretty decent weekend, actually. So today I want to go over a drawing concept. I've actually kind of talked about it before in kind of different terms. I've talked about it like tonally linearly, but I wanted to go over it in maybe another way that made sense to me, and I think it might make sense to you, so I wanted to just kind of talk about it. Basically, I'm going to go over two ways to kind of start a drawing, and two kind of just ways I've seen people draw. At least at the professional level. I keep saying this over and over again, so I wanted to talk to you about it. Before that, though, I want to talk to you about a channel. It's called Javi Can Draw. Javi Can Draw is actually a buddy of mine. I really appreciate his channel. I like the format, and I think it's very complementary to this channel. What he does on that channel is every week he will actually go through and learn to draw something new, and he'll teach himself, and then he will actually teach you how to do it. He's a really, really good designer. He's an awesome artist, and I think that it's very complementary to this channel. So click on the screen. I'm going to put a link. Otherwise, you can click in the description. I'm going to have that in the description below. So check that channel out. Go talk to him. Say hi. Tell him I sent you, by the way. So anyways, let's get into the concept that I was going to talk about. So I'm going to think about this. So I have talked about this linearly and tonally. I've talked about that in the past, but I want to reframe this another way. I want to talk about this as kind of starting out messy and starting out direct and clean. You know what I mean? So starting out messy would be like, I'm going to use this pencil, but to keep this in mind, I see this a lot more in painting as well. So what you can do in painting, just think of this as either painting or drawing. I usually see with charcoal, I'm just using a straight up like soft pencil, like graphite. I've seen people start out drawings almost like I said, tonally, a little bit chaotically. It's a little fuzzy. It's almost like you're thinking of like, I don't know how to say it. It's like you're thinking of a thought, and that thought is a little bit fuzzy in your mind, and then you start to gain focus on it. Or thinking like of a picture. Thinking of a picture that's kind of slowly out of focus and slowly coming into focus, and you're seeing more little things. You have to find the detail almost after the fact. You're along with this. You're looking. You're sharpening things out, like what is sharp, what isn't. And right now I'm using this almost like a brush, but I'm using this more like a charcoal pencil, even though it's not. But at the professional level, I've seen this tremendously, and I thought it was really important. And somebody kind of brought it up to me where it's like, oh, it's like messy to clean. I'm like, not so much tonal to linear. And I was like, messy to clean. I don't know why that seems to help me think of it. That helped my, I'm teaching a friend of mine to draw. That really helped her a lot. So I thought that would help you out. So it's kind of like I said, it is messy. I will say this too. Doing it this way, there's a couple of benefits to it, and there's a couple of downsides to it. So I'll tell you the benefits. The benefits is, in my experience from me using it, it is actually a lot faster to get something down on the page, like much faster. You feel like you're getting stuff done really quick. You're like, wow, this is almost done. Woo! I'm only like a minute in there, and I already got the eye and stuff. That's the good part. The bad part is it's more prone to making horrible mistakes, and having to clean that up, it's kind of a pain, a major pain. So just kind of be aware of that, And I would actually recommend the other way. I would almost consider this messy way to be a more advanced way. But try it, of course. Try this kind of messy layout. You're just looking at the shadows and stuff like that. You're placing them all down. It's almost like a half drawing, half like shade tool. But I see this over and over again in the art world. It's very prevalent. It's not like a niche thing. It's something I see constantly. I mean, we drew like this, and when I learned to draw, we drew a lot like this. This is just one of the ways we drew. So that would be You can call it tonal, you can call it messy. I like to call it the messy way, you know what I mean? And then just slowly clean stuff up. So you're creating these things, and because like I said in every video, like somebody said, I don't remember who said this, but like they said that, you know, drawing is essentially a series of mistakes that you're correcting. You know, you want something to put down, and then you can start kind of going through and correcting those mistakes. Not that these are totally mistakes from the start, but, you know, just sharpening things out. The other way would be the clean way, and this is actually the way they kind of taught us in illustration. It would be the straight up, very direct line art way. And this is the approach I take to almost every illustration, even if it's going to turn out to be shaded at the end. I just straight up, you know, do the line art. Very straight, like there's no room for interpretation. That's also the other good thing about this. You can kind of, there's a lot of happy accidents when you do it a little bit messier. There is some happy accidents that show up. You're like, oh, you'll see this, and that wasn't going to be there originally. Obviously, it's just an eye here. So it's not like, you know, there's anything too creative. But when you're doing a bigger picture, you might see some happy accidents. You know, the pose looks neat or something. And this one, there's really no room for a bunch of creativity in the linear way. Obviously, you can interject that. I'm just saying, you know, you kind of know what you're getting with this. Let's give him an eyebrow or something. I like this way a lot. I actually tried to do this way for years, honestly, and I just couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. I'm not a linear guy. You're either like, you know, you're a messier guy. You're not. I'm naturally a messy person, so I'm always cleaning up anyway. You know what I mean? Maybe if I was a naturally clean person, this way would be like, oh wow, this really frees me up. You know. Instead, for me, it turns into. I mean, I can do it now, but I mean, it starts to turn into like a mess. You know, I like this way where it's very direct. There's no, you know, if, buts, you know, or ands. It's just, it is what you're drawing, and then you're like, if it looks weird, move it around. Then you go in and you shade it afterward. That's why I'm having that's why I'm watercoloring so much. It's like, it's very different, you know. It's that watercolor is so messy, you know. And I'll talk about that in my next video is going to be about that. But anywho, I wanted you to think in terms of messy and clean. Messy and clean, and which one you want to try out. I recommend you try both, because they both are, it almost feels like it's come from a different part of your brain, honestly. I know it's probably not, but it really feels completely different, and it makes it look like a totally different style. If you are after a new style, it'll kind of change the way you're drawing. You know, if you're kind of like frustrated in a rut, you know, you're like, I'm drawing the same way over and over, you know, you can try this, you know, or if you've been doing this, try that. So anyways, that's about it. That's messy versus clean. Which way do you like? Do you like this way? Are you more like a clean, you know, starter, or are you more of like, hey, let's start free form and, you know, messy? Give me a comment below. Let me know. I want to hear from you. Also, just to let you know, I have a check out the sign up list. I'm going to put that link at the very end, and I will see you guys tomorrow or soon. See you later, guys. Thank you.